welcome here to a very special edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse Bobcats here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and through Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. We are back here with someone who is no stranger to the show, head coach Shawn Peake of the baseball team. Coming off of year 2 and heading into year 3. We have Tahj Walden here with us for the first time. And my guy DJ Hill's back. Yes, so happy to have you here. So with that being said, we got a lot to discuss as we step forward. DJ, I'm going to start with you here. Biggest lessons learned this year as we go to year 3 for the program?
To stay positive, no matter the outcome, no matter the situation, no matter the weather, no matter what's going on, just stay positive. Try not to get down on yourself too much. Try not to get down on myself too much. Just continue to stay positive and be a good role model to everybody else around me.
So stay positive, be a good role model. Tahj, what was your biggest learning piece as the program goes into year 3?
I feel like learning piece for me is probably like preparation, like being prepared, going to practice every single day, putting in the hours. You know, it really helps out when it's time to play. So
preparation, positivity, being reliable. Coach, your biggest piece that you've learned this year?
Staying positive, definitely. I think us three definitely learned that. We gotta just fight through adversity sometimes. The weather kicked our butts a little bit this year, and it's not about that. It's about like, all right, what are we gonna do? We can't go outside today because it's raining or snowing or something like that. What are we gonna do? We gotta go. We still gotta get the work in, right? We still gotta have the mindset of it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just gotta move on and just keep going. That's just keep the ball rolling a little bit. That's really all it is.
And when you look at what you can do practice-wise and facilities and different things that you have connections with, how can you utilize those connections and that networking for the future when there is bad weather and some of the stuff that's out of our control?
Absolutely. So I'll shout out our kind of our partner where we go and practice at, Perfect Practice. They've been great to us. These guys can go at any time of the day. If it's open, they have the ability to go and use the cages whenever they want. We have guys there that have been working with these guys, training them up without me. I don't even have to go with these guys. They can go at any time. We were in there this morning today getting our swings in. They're leaving tomorrow to go back home. But I said, hey, we got Perfect Practice. It's wide open. There's nothing going on over there. So it's just about putting that extra work in and, just doing it, really just doing it and going and having the attitude of like, all right, hey, let's go work out inside, and having that relationship I do with the owners over there. It's huge. It's huge that we can, they told me this the other day of just, they want it to be our home. They want it to be our home. They love that we come and hang out with these guys, and they have pro baseball players that are working out at the facility that these guys can utilize them at any time. I know they have their phone numbers in their phone. They can text and call Joe, right? We can text and call Joe and Sisto at any moment and say, hey guys, you want to go hit or do whatever, and they teach them. It's great that we have that relationship for them, and I know going forward that's going to be our home. Anytime we're inside and we go over to PP and get our work in, that's our home away from home, really. Right? We go over there whenever we want and get our work in.
How did that come about, that Perfect Practice just linked up and was the perfect partnership?
That's kind of what it really is. Coach V, he works over there as well, my assistant. I've known the guys there forever. I practiced there when I was in high school as well. I know Liverpool, they still practice there as well. So it's kind of having that Liverpool connection from back in the day, and that's where all the guys, that's where they're from as well. So it's just really having that connection of just making it super easy of just, hey, whenever you guys need it, I can, like I did it too many times this year where, hey, we can't go outside now. I just call Dennis or Joe and say, hey guys, do you mind if I come over, in 20 minutes and just start practice for the next 2 hours? Yep, go right ahead. Do what you guys got to do. If you don't have this cage, you'll have this one, or you'll have this one, or whatever it is. But it's awesome to have that partnership and just keep it moving forward. We're definitely going to continue to use them. They're great over there for us.
Tahj, what do you like about, you were nodding your head when you heard Coach talk about Perfect Practice. What do you like about being over there?
I just like the availability. Like, we're the type of guys that'll go put in work any time of the day. Anytime we feel like it, we just go in there, and they have hit tracks for us. They got multiple cages, so there's no need to wait for reps or anything, So that's why I enjoy it.
Why do you like going, like you said, You were talking about you and DJ, and you go over anytime you want. You go over, you do it. Why are you so focused on that? Because some people need a coach that's going to push them and say, get out of bed, go practice, get your work in, do the things you need to do, make sure you're doing this, this, and this. But you're saying, hey, I want to go over there, I want to do it, I want to be a part of it. Why are you self-driven to do something like that?
Well, I'm driven from my goal. Like, my goal is to go pro, and that's his goal as well too.
Yeah.
So him being right here, we push each other, wake each other up in the morning, like, because at the end of the day, we have that one goal we're trying to get to. So I mean, it's not easy to get there either. So you got to put in the extra hours, the extra work to separate yourself from the competition.
Yeah, well, they say that all the time. There's talent, but talent can't outwork the work that you put in. So, DJ, for you, what can you say about putting in that extra work, that passion, that desire, that if you're tired, you just went through class, you had something happen in your personal life, whatever, but you still get up and go out and make sure that you're working out?
One thing baseball has brought to my life, period, is peace. I feel like anytime I'm at practice or anytime I'm just going ahead, throwing, anything baseball related, like, it clears my mind of everything that I have going on outside of baseball. Anytime I try to play baseball, I try to, like, play with a clear mind. I don't want to overthink, because overthinking in baseball is like the downplay. You know, a lot of people overthink, and me overthinking, I strike out, roll over, not doing what the team needs me to be. You know, and I'm very, like, I want to do what's best for the team. Whatever the team needs me to do, I need to be able to do that at all times.
Well, I mean, you said that overthinking is the downplay in baseball, but it's the downplay in basketball, it's the downplay in football, it's the downplay in life in general. I mean, I tell people this all the time, and I played basketball the majority of my life. I said I could think all the way through practice, think about my shot, you know, be in the driveway, think about I got to do this, my mechanics. Okay, this feels off. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I got to change this. I got to jump higher. I got to make sure that, you know, I leave my wrist out after I shoot. Little things to work on. But once I was in a game, and I can go back to this game every single day, and it's always this game. I came into the game. We were down by 9 or 10, and we needed to come back. And I think some guys on the team were kind of like, we lost. We're not going to come back. We had plenty of time. I shot a 3, didn't think about it, made it. Came back to the exact same spot, shot a 3, didn't think about it, made it. Came out of a timeout and said, I got to make the next 3. I have to make this shot. And as soon as it left my hand, I said, it's too far to the right, because I thought about it. So you said about baseball, but in life, I think you can prepare as much as you could prepare, and then you just have to shut your brain off and have peace in doing it. And that's anything. That's going after a job, that's playing a sport, that's asking somebody out, that's literally anything. You can't, if you're walking up to a girl, think about, she got to say yes, got to say yes. I mean, you're going to mess up. You're going to fumble yourself. You got to just go out there. And I tell people all the time, walk up to somebody like you don't care if they say yes or no. That's a girl, that's a job, that's anything. Walk up like you know who you are, you know what you offer, and whether they say yes or no, you're going to be the same person that you are, and you're going to go get the next one. So mental toughness. Bring me into a little bit more, DJ. How have you worked on being mentally tough?
One thing about being mentally tough, I went through something like a depression stage going into college, going into CAS and coming like here, because especially coming here, because I didn't know if I was gonna ever have the chance of playing again, even though like I work it every day. So just being mentally tough of not thinking about what's gonna happen and just prepare myself for anything to happen.
Yeah.
Just makes everything like simple for me.
You know, and you said you went through like a depression stage. First and foremost, I appreciate the fact that you share that, because I think it's important in life. You know, people see people together doing well. You know, you guys got all the drip on from Bryant and Stratton. So, you know, you're feeling good, but to look into the camera and tell somebody, like, I went through a hard time. I think the strongest people in life are the ones that have the toughest moments and actually talk about them. Mm-hmm. So how did you get through that depression?
Baseball.
Simple as that?
Yeah, baseball and having him on my side at all times. it kind of like having him makes me have somebody to talk to. I've known him for a long time, you know what I mean? And
How many years you guys known each other?
like probably 18 17,
yeah.
something like
That's
that.
Like your whole life.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they don't go anywhere, do anything without each other. It's like talking to the same person sometimes. It's
And
crazy.
like having him in my corner, it just makes everything simple for me, especially like playing baseball, because he gets me whenever I'm struggling. Like he knows, like, yo, bro, just chill, just.
There was one day he literally told me to leave him alone because he's like, he's having a bad day. Just don't go near him today. I was like, all right. So he just needed his space, and he's telling me this, that he needs his space, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it is with these two. I swear, it's awesome. I love it. You know.
Yeah.
All we do is joke and laugh, and I mean, we were literally crying, laughing. How many days in a row?
All the time.
This whole week,
Yeah.
this whole week,
All the time.
us three were literally like, these dudes crack me up, man. And that's for him to speak about this kind of stuff and just having had these two being able to have each other, I know is really special for both of them, for sure.
Yeah, and DJ, to go off of that, if there was any other point you wanted to make too about that this relationship, 18 years. I mean, that's almost your entire life
Literally,
that you've known each other, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of like being born in the same hospital and being in the nursery together, I mean, y'all have been together the whole time. So why does this click? Why are you and Tahj so easy to understand each other where it's almost like you don't even have to speak?
We come from the same part of the world, you know, and we know that our biggest goal is to just make sure that our parents don't have to worry about anything. And not only that, like I get a call from my dad and my mom, and they always like encourage me to continue to do what I'm doing and continue to like put my best foot effort forward. And he does the same thing for me, and I try to do the same thing for him, so that it kind of just comes into play.
Tahj, when I just asked DJ, why are you so connected? Why are you so close? Why is it so easy to have that bond? He said, because we come from the same part of the world. Describe that part of the world.
Wow. I mean, shoot, honestly, okay, so for our part of the world, you know, growing up in Atlanta, you know, it's a lot of different, I would say, groups. Like, what keeps us together and what brings us together, why we know each other so well, honestly, is that same passion. Like, just growing up, playing travel ball together, you know, staying on the right track, like our parents, all of that collectively is what makes us, you know, who we are and why we know each other so well, why we, you know, click well, why we can help each other get to where we need to be. Like, doing that, staying focused that's the best way to describe it, honestly.
Well, and you talk about that part of the world, and in Atlanta, there's just different parts of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. A lot of distractions as
Yeah.
well. Like, Atlanta is a big city.
Yeah.
So a lot of attractions, but also a lot of distractions, you know. And being an athlete from there, like, it's very tough to stay on the right path and stay focused.
And when you have that around you, what did it for you? How do you stay so mentally tough, focused, dedicated when there are forces trying to take you out of it? And there's forces in Atlanta, which is a lot bigger than Syracuse, but there's some similar forces in Syracuse, some similar forces in Orlando, some similar forces in, you know, Philadelphia, anywhere you go. So I've seen people on the right track, and I've seen people maybe not on the right track. And it's like a decision and a fork in the road years ago, and then they went down that track, and then it's like 20 years later. And I said it to somebody who had gotten involved in some stuff, that he was actually one of my roommates, and he was the same person in 2006 that he was a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is he didn't grow. And if he grew, there was forces that he was allowing to just keep him in the same place. It was like a plant that 20 years later is the same size. Right. It's not dead, but it's not growing, it's not blossoming. You don't have to get a new pot for it. You don't put it outside. It's just there. And I'm not saying this to knock that person. I'm saying it because like there was me who was like chasing my dreams, and there's this guy who's kind of just the same plant, and there was a friend in between, a mutual friend. And this mutual friend was so attracted to being like this plant. And I was like, why don't you go make something of your life? But he was just wanted to be by this plant because he felt like he owed the plant something. So how did you get away from that? How did you get away from somebody saying, like, you're my boy, you got to be here with me. You're my friend, I need you for this. You're my family member, I got to have. How did you break the ties of saying, like, hey, I love these people, I care about these people, but I don't want to go down that road. You don't have to stop caring about people, but you don't have to go down that road.
Right.
How did you make the choice to not go in a direction that maybe could have been easy at times to just kind of fall into?
Okay, yeah, we talk about this a lot. So in our talks that we have with each other, one thing that comes up a lot is controlling what you can control.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, the distractions that we may have in Atlanta and things that may lead us off of our path, we can control that. Like, we're able to say, no, I would rather to go hit in the cages, or I would rather go put in some work on the field. But, you know, things that you can't control, you know, it's a part of life. You know, you have to live. You got to take it on the chin and just keep walking. You know, you got to keep moving forward. So I would say that right there, controlling what you can control is what helps me or helps us stay on the right path and stay focused.
Coach, you hear these young men talk like, I mean, and I've had over 5,000 people on the show, and I'd love for you guys to talk to some people in this community and in general about what you're talking about, because I hope you understand that there are people in their 40s, 50s, 70s that don't think as clearly as you're thinking about life. What does it mean to you to have these guys on the team?
It's pretty special, man. It's really special for me to have these guys. I know every day that they're going to show up, and they're not just going to show up. They're going to put in, like, extra work. They're going to be, trust me, we're going to be joking around and goofing around, and we're going to be having a good time. But it's like, hey, as soon as that smile's off our face, it's like right back into the box, right back to getting to work. It's been super special for me to have them and continue to have them, you know, coming for the next few years and everything, and knowing what we're going to build, and having these guys are recruiting for me. Like, they're getting their friends to come up here and for next year to come play with them and come play with us, and just to learn and grow the game. And they've kind of taught me a lot too of just, it's, you know, like I said, you know, they can go down one road or we can go down one road, and hey, there's players that do that same thing where they split and go two different ways, but these guys kind of stay on that right track. And hey, like I said, they have a goal to be professional baseball players, and I 100% support that goal, and I'm going to do whatever I can for them to make it happen. Like I said, we put in the extra work today. They're the only two left on campus, man. And what do you guys want to do all week? Lift and hit. All right, let's go. Literally, that sounds good to me. I was like, okay. We hit at 9:30 this morning. We were ready to go. I love having them around. I want more people like them. I didn't even say ball players, right? I just want more people like them, because they get it. They get it differently. You know, they care. They care more about life in general, right? They actually care. I know they care about me. I know they know I care about them. Just having them around is going to be super special. I mean, dude, literally, we're like crying, laughing for like the last 3 days. Like, stupidest stuff we're even talking about, but we're literally like in tears when we can't even throw. I can't even throw a pitch, or he can't even stand in the box and swing, because we're just we can't even look at each other sometimes. We'll just start laughing, man. And that's the stuff, like, that's fun. It's easy to work with them.
Yeah.
It's easy to work with them. I don't dread having to work with them. I love having them around with me, and I'll bring them in with me and do whatever, right? Do whatever they need and whatever they want, because they're giving me the extra motivation to, hey, and when it's crappy outside or whatever, they kind of like look at me, all right, what are we doing? Where are we going? Because they still want to get the work in. And that's I feel like we're almost cut from the same cloth a little bit, where it's we're willing to get our hands dirty. Right? We're willing to be blue collar workers. We're not, I'm not just going to take something for free and take it for granted and be like, hey, I'm just going to go get that thing because it's mine.
Yeah.
I think they realize that life don't work like that, and I know life doesn't work like that. I know life doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Just having them, how motivated they are. Hey man, I had similar goals. Or same goal, honestly, same goal as them. I wanted to be a professional baseball player as well. Life didn't take me that way. I went a different way, and now I get to try to get their goals to be that, and I'm gonna help them and do whatever I can. It's gonna be a special thing we got for the next couple of years rolling with these boys, and I'm just super proud and awesome. I love having them here.
It sounds like, and with respect to, these last couple of years and the roster and all that, it sounds like the foundation that you're building for Bryant and Stratton, Syracuse Baseball, that these two gentlemen are two pillars of that foundation of the house that you're building. What can you say to that effect, that we're looking at the foundation?
100%. That's who these guys are. We talk about this all the time. I'm building around them. I have no problem saying that. I'm 100% building around these two. They're the prime example of showing up every day, putting in the work, putting in the extra work, just doing the little things, and then the off the field stuff of caring about people, doing the little things of showing up to class, doing whatever they have to do. And 100%, yes, that's the foundation of ball players and just people that I want here. And like I said, I know I can make them better ball players. Yeah, they're very talented. These two are very, very talented ball players. And, sometimes you can't teach athleticism and you can't teach certain things. But, yeah, there's a lot of things I'm sure they learned. And we're on the same page when, hey, we pulled off a delay steal third base off of the catcher, not even off the pitcher the other day. And me and him just looked at each other like, yep, we knew that was happening. Tahj, how many times did I give you the steal sign this year?
Shoot.
None?
Shoot, I already know. I was going to say, I already know it's time to go.
0 times this year. How many stolen bases do you have?
A lot, cool.
Like 20-something, probably?
I know,
I
ain't get caught yet.
2-3 games, like 2-3
I ain't get caught yet, cool.
I mean, we're on the same page to the same point, I think, where I look at him, kind of give him a head nod or something, and it's like, it's go time. Go ahead, do what you got to do. DJ, same thing. It's like, I made one little motion to him the other day, and I was just kind of like, it's up to you.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and boom, done.
Yeah.
I love delay stealing.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying. I was just like, I'm standing at third base, and I kind of saw something. The catcher was being lazy. I see he's paying attention, and I'm like, all I did was this, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, all you got to do is see it. Next pitch. Catcher flipped it back to the pitcher. Pitcher's like scrambling, didn't know what to do. DJ standing on third base.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. Like, ball players, right? We got ball players, athletes, just understanding the game a little bit differently, right? That's what we gotta, I know I don't know everything about baseball. I never say that because I'm definitely still learning. I'm a student of the game. I watch it every single day, and I'm learning. And I want to teach these guys as much as possible. But having that as the foundation. And having those people as the foundation of, there was a couple times where we got down in games, but these two are still chirping and yapping and talking, and they're the loudest ones in the dugout in the room, and they're the loudest ones on the field at all times.
Yeah.
And it boosts other people up, right? It boosts other people up where, hey, I'm having fun. They see that these guys are having fun. We're down 5 runs or something like that. But now we're close, right? If we're close, we're close. And I know if we get 2 guys on and Tahj comes up and DJ's behind him, that deficit, that's going down. Yeah. I guarantee that it's not going to be a 5-run lead anymore. That's not going to be. Not with those 2 coming up. Yeah. So having that as the foundation next year, I know we've done a lot of talking, right? Next year is a little bit of a revenge tour for all of us.
It's different next year
because we're coming back at it a lot stronger. The recruiting class that we have coming in, I have a lot of their buddies coming down from Atlanta, and a bunch of other guys that are coming in, and it's going to be a lot different next year. It's going to be a lot different. The competitiveness is going to be different. I think from top to bottom, like I said, using these guys as my foundation and bringing in more like-minded guys as well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun next year.
And that bridge from Atlanta to Syracuse, first and foremost, it's a direct flight.
Yes.
And because Delta's hub is down in Atlanta. Exactly. But, that connection here that Syracuse is, through you guys and through Coach, becoming Atlanta North.
Yep.
What do you think about that, like what you're doing? Because you guys committed here, you decided to come here, you signed on the dotted line. But why is it important to you? Because if you believe in something yourselves, that's fine. right? You believe in it, you want to do it, but when you really, truly believe in something, blood, sweat, and tears, like you will crawl to the field for this coach, for this program, that's when you reach out to other people and say, it's not just about my life and my trajectory. I want you guys to spend part of your life here with us. I want you to be a part of this. Why do you play for this coach? Why do you believe in this program, DJ? Why do you want other people from your home to come here?
For one, he gave me the opportunity that nobody else gave me. The fact to the opportunity to come in here and try to lead the program in the right way, and not only that, he gave me the opportunity of playing. Yeah. Because during the summertime, I probably emailed over thousands of coaches through my phone, sending videos, just trying to get recruited, trying to promote myself through coaches. But I'm here because nobody else gave me an opportunity. So for him, I see that he gave me the opportunity to come up here. So, and I know that his goal is I want to go to the playoffs. I want to win, and that's the same thing for me. And I want to win, and for us to win, I feel like we need more baseball players. I don't know a lot of baseball players up here up north, but I know a hell of a lot of baseball players down south, and a lot of them that just want the chance of coming up here and just putting on for their family and putting on for whatever school that they're playing for.
And for you to, like I said, reach out to somebody outside of yourself and say, I believe in it, you should believe in it. You said he gave you a chance when nobody else did. Thousands of emails, but Coach gave you a chance. What else is it about being a part of this program that you think is beneficial to those guys that you're calling? Instead of them having to reach out to 1,000 coaches like you did, for you to go, hey, don't reach out to 1,000, reach out to one. Why do you think this is the right program for everybody?
What I think is the right program for everybody that I've recruited. I think this is the right program because, for one, the majority, well, not majority, all of them that I've known to play baseball, they all like. I don't know how it's hard to explain. I don't know. I just know I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
I mean, you love it and you believe that they should too. So what is it? Why do you playing, like, coming here and having an opportunity is one thing, but going through a season with Coach is another thing. So going through that time, why? Like, what do you see?
What do I see in the program?
Yeah, you're seeing a vision because you're asking people to be a part of it. You're seeing the future.
I see him trying every day, trying to make us better, trying to make us better athletes and better men, And some people just need a male role model. Some people need a chance, you know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know. This program means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to him, and to him also. So to me, it makes sense to bring in guys that I know that's gonna care, not only about just the program, but about what they are doing. Period. You know what I mean? Especially, we're student athletes, So I don't know. It's like it's to me it's hard. It's hard to explain. The program is just
something feels right. It just feels right.
Yeah, like it feel like home. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a lot of places in the world that's gonna make you feel like home or make you feel like you belong here.
Yeah.
And that's what it makes me feel like. This being at this school makes me feel like, damn, it's a small college, but this feels more like home than being at a big college to me.
Yeah. It feels like we're building a strong family,
Yeah.
and also bringing people that we not only used to play with but grew up with.
Right, you're bringing in your friends also. They're
right,
they're bringing in family members.
We already
right?
Exactly. It's like we're already bringing in family. So I mean, when we go out to play and go out to work out, it's gonna be way more intense. It's gonna be harder. Like, everybody is gonna be here, together.
When I think it speaks so much about a program, especially one that's only 2 years old, to usually a coach, especially with a new team, a new program at a college or university, and even professionally with an expansion team, it's like that coach, that front office just hitting the pavement by themselves. When it goes beyond and he doesn't have to ask you and you're like, I'm gonna bring my guy, I'm gonna go call up one of this, I'm gonna call this guy I played with 3 years ago. Like when that happens, that means the vision that he has, you have. And it's a combined vision. And that message got through from him to you, and now you're displaying that message to somebody else, and you're trying to get them to believe in it, and you're passionate about it. When student athletes become recruiters, that speaks volumes about your coach, and it speaks about the experience that you're getting. It makes me happy because I'm sitting here trying to hold my emotion together because him and I are emotional guys. But like, and the first time we talked about our grandmothers and we cried. So, I mean, for me, I know what it took for me to build what I do, my company and everything I believe in. I can feel that. Like, I can feel that y'all are going to win. And you're going to, like, I get, and I don't know if you guys get it, but I call them the good chills. The ones that you're not cold, it's not scary, but you get that good chill on your body. Like, I want so badly for you to. I mean, hell, I want to go out on the baseball field, try to hit myself right now. Like, but I'm feeling something from you, and I'm hoping. And I know you guys could feel it watching, listening, but I feel that
different vibe.
Energy. It's just, it's different. It's like.
This is what they bring to practice every day.
But I'm not thinking if you're going to win or not. I'm not like wondering if you're going to win or not. I know you're going to win. And I'm super ecstatic to be a part of it if you'll let me be. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be there in it, feel it, know it, because when good people are doing good things and they're doing them together, it's just like you can't fail.
So I'm going to tell you a quick little story because you still have the bracelet on.
Yeah.
Evan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So I still talk to Ev all the time, right? He's a great guy. Love having him around. He told me he's coming back because he wants to play with these two. It had nothing to do with me. Had nothing. Obviously, he loves me. You know, we have a great relationship. But literally, I sent him a video one day of them two hitting, and he goes, "Can I have a year of eligibility?" He goes, "Can I come back? I want to play with those two." He doesn't know them. He's never met them before. He has no idea. But I've told him about them.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's your kind of guy. Like Evan is going to fit right back in, like." Nothing ever happened, and with these guys, like I said, it didn't come, I want to come play for you again. Well, obviously, yeah, he does want to come play for me again, and he said that, but first thing out of his mouth is, I want to go play with these two. And they have never met him a day in their life. And guess what?
I seen him play last year.
Exactly.
He had a home run against Cass.
Exactly. He had a home run against them. And that is the I think the vibe that we're getting back. It's going to be a lot different next year, and it's going to be, like I said, that this vibe and this energy from us three, this is every day at practice. When we're walking down the hall, like we joke around a lot with each other. I know that we definitely joke around, but like I said, as soon as we that smile comes off our face, it's like, all right, man, let's go, let's get back to work, and then we can laugh and joke. I can do whatever to mess with these guys, and it's great. It's great. We can have. I mean, trust me, we have a great time. But when it's time to work. Yeah. It's time to work.
It's 100% every time.
Exactly. And they're telling me, hey, like, they'll be in practice, they'll be getting on me. You at the weight room yesterday, DJ, this dude telling me I wasn't getting low enough on my squats.
Oh, yeah.
He was
doing goblin squats. Like, bro, you got to sit down on your calf.
See? Exactly. And that's what it is. It's where they hold me accountable as much as I hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If I'm not working or not doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, or hey, he's telling me hit the fly balls further because I gotta go. I want to practice and go get it. So guess what? I better start hitting those fly balls further and hitting ground balls better and doing whatever they act. Because hey, guess what? They're putting in that work and that's what they need. Let's go.
Well, and you brought this up. I wear 3 bracelets. This one's faded, but I won't take it off. Yep. And I'll tell you why I wear them. So obviously the first one that you see on my wrist is the last one I actually put on. I'm a Jaguars fan. I've been a Jaguars fan since they came out in '95, and I love Fred Taylor. Will always be, and I cover them. And it's being from here, the longest standing, and God willing it continues here for year 14, the longest standing credential of any team I've ever covered is Jacksonville. So when you talk about you want to reach your dreams and you want to attain these things that whoever thinks you can or you can't, but you believe you can, I had never been to an NFL game in my life. First NFL game I went to, I was credentialed. So I had free parking, pass in the press box, in the locker room talking to the players whose cards I collect. And that was my first game. So through my company, through my career, through my belief, well, at the time I was working at ESPN, but through my belief in what I do and getting after it, and Jerry O'Neal, thank you for making that phone call, I got to build a relationship. So my first NFL game was with my favorite team, not in the stands, sitting in the press box, and then going to the locker room and interviewing my favorite team. That was my first game. That was my introduction to the NFL. And so this is a reminder that every dream you have that God puts in your heart, you will achieve if you put the work in. The second one, it says Jimmer Strong. And my buddy Jimmer Sikowski is the owner and operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And we met before Cicero opened. I wanted to work with Chick-fil-A for $1 million. I wanted them to be here because I love their food, but I also love the fact that they believe in God and they don't shy away from that. So, and obviously down in Atlanta, that's the headquarters of Chick-fil-A. Yeah, but Jimmer and I met as strangers, and he's a Bills fan, and I was wearing my Jaguars winter hat, the skull cap, and he goes, "You're gonna come in here and say you want to work with me wearing that?" And I said, "Yeah," and we are gonna work together. And not only are we friends now, but I consider him a brother. I consider him family. I don't call him my friend anymore. He says, "I love you, brother." I say, "I love you, brother." But I'm going to try not to get emotional. He has to mouth, "I love you, brother," now. Because in the time that we've been friends, he got ALS. He's 3 years plus in, I think. He looks great. I go through pictures on my phone, and there's pictures of us standing and smiling. And then there's pictures of him sitting in his wheelchair and we're smiling. And I see the same Jimmer. He has probably affected more lives going through adversity, which is crazy because he affected so many before. He interviews the people that come in. He's at Chick-fil-A every single day almost. His wife, Betty, is incredible, and they do this together. All of his children work at the Chick-fil-A's. So Jack is there. Hunter is the youngest. He got a job there. Sam is there. And the people that they bring in to work at Chick-fil-A, like how you talk about bringing these guys in, they're great souls. And during COVID, where people didn't want to work and then people are getting free money at home and, stay home and we'll just hand you $600 and the government's just giving people money for doing nothing. He was hiring. He was finding good people at a time where all these businesses were saying there's no good people that want to work. There's nobody that wants to put the effort in. There's no responsibility. There's no care. And he kept doing that because he's doing God's work. And I wear this every single day because I would literally die for that man. And we met as total strangers. And I believed in him and he believed in me. And we did stuff together and we still are. The last one that I have in here, and then they're in no specific order, it's just how they fall on my wrist. Evan Reynolds. Evan and I met when Shawn was starting the program. And he said, "I want you to get around Evan." And Evan and I started talking. And we talked about God and all this stuff. And then I got sick. I got really sick, my throat, all this. And I get sinus infections, but I had something going on and I just felt awful. And for whatever reason, I DM'd him one day on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey man, hope you're doing well." He's like, "Yeah, you too." And he reached out to me and he goes, he's like, "Everything going? You all right?" And I said, "Actually," I don't feel good. I've been in the house. My throat's bothering me, all this stuff. He goes, "What do you need?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "What do you need? Tell me the medicine you need. Tell me what you need, Gatorade, you need water, whatever." He came to my house in a snowstorm. He popped his tire, was down the road from my house, popped the tire 5-6 minutes from my house, waited for AAA. AAA gets there. So this man has been now 2.5, 3 hours from things he didn't have to do. He sits, he waits for the tire, I go, "Dude, just go home." He goes, "No, I told you I'm going to do it. I got you. You do it for me, I'll do it for you." He came to my house with a bag full of Mucinex, Tylenol, like everything that you can do to treat yourself over the counter. There was like 7 different medications, a huge thing of water, and Gatorade. He came to my door. I opened the door. I started crying. And I said, why? And he said, because that's what we do. And I said, why are you doing this? He goes, why am I doing this? He said, I care about you. You're a good man, and I appreciate you. And I tried to give him money. He said, no. And he left everything on the doorstep. He looked me in the eye. He said, have a good night. Let me know if you need anything. And I love you too. He came to my house that day, and I remember I got down on my knees. I cried in my house, and I said to God, there are still good people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very much so, man.
if he's coming back and y'all are here,
Yep. I'm telling you, man.
every win to me, every loss to everything you go through to me, like, and I want you to know this with my whole heart, and you already know this, like, I got you guys. Mm-hmm. And I just met you today, and I met you a few weeks ago, but I know you got me. I know he's got me. And there was a time, and I gave him some crap about this. Going into the season, he was busy, and I always hear from him. I text me back. And it was like 3 months. And I reached out to Clay, and I was like, is Shawn mad at me? The hell did I do to this guy? And then I saw you at a game, and you're like, he's texting, he's doing, and they're like, he's getting ready for the season and all this stuff. But, like, I want you to know this, which you should know already. But, like, from the first day I met you, I just, like, want to see you win. Like, today you told me something going on with family, and I stopped everything I was doing, just gave you a hug.
Appreciate it.
And, like, I just hope you know how much I love you.
Absolutely, man.
How much I love the team. And, I mean, I love you guys. When I saw you here today, after we had met one time, when I saw you walk in today, you smiled, and I shook your hand. I was like, that's my guy DJ. Yep. And I want you to know that the last time we did this, all they talked about was you got to get Tahj, you got to get Tahj. Tahj is like us. He's cut from the same cloth. And I can feel that from you. And the other thing that's cool, too, is when you're talking and even when you're not, if somebody says something that's, like, important and hits your heart, you've been turning this whole time and looking me right in the eye. Yeah. Like, that genuine. And Evan, I love you. You know that. Thanks for making me cry again. But I just, like... I just want to live in this story, man.
Something brewing here,
I want to live in the story.
I'm telling you,
this is not a baseball team. This is a movement. This is something that I feel honored to be sitting in right now. And I just hope you guys know, like, I'm not going to say it unless I feel it in my heart, but that genuine energy, I hope you feel that from me, because, like, I'm like, you guys are talking, and it's like your heart's a battery, and you guys are just putting energy in, and I'm just seeing it go up. It's going back to full. Like, I'm gonna leave here. I'm like, why am I not on the baseball team?
Trust me, man. It's not easy, you got
doing
4
this
years
job. Eligibility.
I do, because I broadcasted in college, so I got eligibility.
But like I said, it's not easy in doing my job sometimes. Honestly, it's not. And then, like I said, going outside, I got to cancel this, I got to cancel that, I got to do this, whatever. But then all I got to do is literally walk back in, see these two smiling, and then they're going to say something stupid to me, and then it's back at it of, like, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's like I don't even worry about that crap anymore, because I know I'm just going to go have fun with my boys and just coach them up, and they want that, right? Yeah. They want that. One day, I got a little frustrated at practice, and, I don't think I yelled too bad or whatever, but he comes up to me after, and he was like, thank you, we needed that. And I was like, you don't very often have that. Like, hey, like I said earlier, they're telling me, we need this stuff. And I'm like, all right, it's not like I'm going to go yell and scream, which I don't. These guys know that. I don't do that. But, like, if we need it, hey, I got to hold them accountable. And just, like, to have that, and 2 seconds later, we're probably going to be joking and saying something stupid with each other. Yeah. But, like, knowing, hey, we're all able to, like, lock each other back in.
That's family.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough love. It's joking. And family is you can have really tough, difficult, emotional conversations, and 2 minutes later you're hitting each other going, bro, stop, because you can't stop laughing. That's family.
That's what we were doing earlier. Literally earlier.
Facts. That's literally us. It's not... I can't tell you how many times I've been mad at this dude and just can't stay mad because, like, he'll do some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't even know. The Kung Fu junk, that junk is hilarious. Oh, my goodness, bro.
No, I did a karate move on him like yesterday.
Bro, that joke had me rolling.
He was crying, man.
This is how it is, dude. This
You
is
did a
exactly-
karate move on him?
Yeah, it was like some anime stuff. We not gonna get into that though. We not gonna get into that. If you know, you know.
Bro, facts.
This is how it is every day, dude. This is
awesome.
how it is.
I'm like, all right, let's be done with this. Let's go get some lunch. Let's go laugh.
This is what it is, man.
We're going to play rapid fire. It's the final part of this Bobcat Buzz.
He gonna give you the Peacock story.
And so I'm going to let DJ start. You can ask me the first question, DJ.
Oh, I gotta go first.
Yeah. Make sure you roll back in here a little bit. I don't want to lose you on the screen.
What question do I have for you? Why did you become a Jaguars fan? Or how did you become a Jaguars fan?
I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I wanted my own team. Actually, 3 of my teams started on this. The Arizona Diamondbacks in 98, the Jaguars in 95, and the Raptors in 95. I wanted my own teams. I wanted teams where nobody could be like, oh, yeah, you like them because whatever. But when Arizona won the World Series, fastest team to get there and do it 4 years, when they did that in 2001, first time I got to see any one of my teams win a championship, and now I've seen almost every single one of them when people told me it would never happen with most of my teams. When I saw Arizona do it, I had people saying I wasn't a fan. And Todd Benware, my 9th grade English teacher at Christian Brothers Academy, just a few minutes from here, he came up to the lunch line, and people were all like doing whatever, messing around, and he parted everybody. He said, excuse me. He said, I got to talk to Dan. And they parted. He looked at me. He walked up to me. He said, you're a man of your word. I respect men of their word. I'm a man of my word. I told you it was never going to happen. You beat my Yankees. He put his hand out. He goes, I want to shake the hand of somebody who kept their word. And I love that. But Jacksonville, I love Fred Taylor. I thought the Jaguars were cool. I love teal. Teal is kind of like my grandma's color, the aqua teal. So I like the teal. I like the gold. I was 9 years old. I love the logo. And I love Fred Taylor. And I have people all the time, man. They're like...
Same thing how I feel about the Yankees. It's just like, it was just that, I'm not going to say that one player, but it's true.
Just somebody does it, and you feel it.
Right.
But it's like Toronto and Jacksonville happened in the same year, and Toronto was Damon Stoudemire. And you want to talk about reaching your dreams. I was a Damon Stoudemire fan at 9 years old. I'm 38. So almost 30 years later, this was right before my 38th birthday. I'm in Charlotte, and we have ACC Media Day. And a lot of people here in Syracuse that cover the media, they just cover Syracuse. Just Syracuse. Not OCC, not Oswego, not Bryant and Stratton, not Lemoyne, not Binghamton. Just Syracuse. Very close-minded, which y'all keep doing it because I'm going to keep running circles with all these other teams. But they didn't cover the rest of the ACC. There was 2 people from Syracuse, New York, at the ACC Operation Basketball. Everybody and their mother was stealing all the information from us back here at home, writing the stories, but there was 2 of us there. There was only one of us asking questions, and that was me. So I asked the questions of Syracuse, and when that was done, I saw somebody write an article about all the questions I asked. Great. Saw that in the paper. I'm still waiting for my money for that. But after that happened, I said, but I cover the whole ACC. They usually cover Syracuse. They go home. Right. They cover Syracuse. They leave the room, go get lunch. I cover all 15 schools. I challenge myself to ask a question, if I can, to every student athlete, every coach. So in that case, there's 15 coaches, 2 student athletes per team, or 3. So I'm asking 45 people questions, or 40, whatever. So
there was an interview. It was after an ACC basketball game. Obviously, I'm a big basketball fan too.
Yeah.
It was probably a North Carolina game. I feel like it was NC State for some reason. And I heard the interview where they were interviewing one of the players and the coaches after the game. And all of a sudden, I'm watching the ESPN broadcast, and all of a sudden I hear, "Yeah, we had a question in the back from Dan Tortora." I was like, "What?" I just talked to him yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, it literally is it's so funny to hear just in the background. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
I appreciate that. But that's the thing, and I love doing it. And people are in the media hates it. The media's like, why are you on every teleconference asking a coach every question? I got to hear Dan Tortora from WakeUpCallDT.com 15 times every Monday. Oh my gosh, I'm going to. And I said, so you're complaining that I'm working hard?
Job.
You're complaining that I'm doing my job? Right. And so back to that story. So I'm covering all these teams, before that happens, my buddy Ross, another brother of mine, Ross Turetsky, he's a baseball coach and just Luzerne County Community
Tried getting
College.
some games with them, just didn't end up working out with the weather.
And hopefully this year we can make it happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But so him and I have been friends since 2008, and he was a year behind me at Marywood University. So he's like my unofficial. I call him my unofficial producer. He's always sending me every day. He's got 2 kids. He's got like 3 jobs. He has his wife. This man writes me at least 1 message a day. So think about you guys. Mm-hmm. He is never too busy to send me a message, and he doesn't have to say I love you. But every time I get like this just happened with the Yankees, this happened with your Diamondbacks, this happened here. Hey, did you hear? So he sends me a message. 361 Division I men's basketball programs, I think. Anywhere this guy can go. I cover the ACC, 15 schools. I cover them, the American, like predominantly. But I cover the whole country, but I'm always at the ACC stuff. Damon Stoudemire takes a Georgia Tech job. I wrote Damon a letter at 9 years old. Before the internet, before all this stuff, before social media. Don't know if it ever got to him. My mom used to sit with me. My mother, best mom in the world, she would look up every address possible that we could send it to. Like maybe it's here, maybe it's here. Calling people. Here's Damon, gets a job at Georgia Tech. I jump up and down in my kitchen. I could touch the ceiling. I'm crying. I'm laughing. I call my mom. I call my dad. I'm talking to Ross. I'm like, any job he can take. I said, no matter what, if I am alive in October, I get to talk to my favorite player, a guy that made me love a team for over 20 years. And so I get to the event in October. I'm sitting in the room. I'm in the TV room. I'm sitting right in the front. Damon gets up there. I asked him a question. I asked him another question. He walks out. We got a break in between. I was like, I got to go outside. I go outside. I said, hey, Damon, excuse me. I said, I just asked you a question there. I just want to let you know, like, I'm a huge fan, like, been a fan of you since I was 9 years old, Raptors. Shook my hand. So now I'm touching hands with this guy that had such an impact on my life growing up. I collected his cards, like, he's 5'10", I'm 5'8". I'm like, all right, my under 6 feet guys, let's do it. So I see him. I shake his hand. He gives me a hug. Then he gives me another hug. He gives me another hug. We're talking. We're having a good time. Then we do a show together on the same screen. Almost 30 years from when I became a Raptor fan, God put Damon Stoudemire. Right. Think about that. I decided to cover the ACC over a decade ago. He was playing when I became a fan of his. 29 years later, we line up in the same place at the same time, and we're just 2 dudes talking. That's God. That's dreams. That's work. Mm-hmm. And so, when it comes to Jacksonville, Fred Taylor's next. Because Fred Taylor is my other guy. And he's in Jacksonville broadcasting, and I'm in Jacksonville. So it's only a matter of time before we get to cross paths. And I know God's going to make that happen, and
Definitely.
It's going to be awesome. And he's got a broadcast now that he does, which is pretty cool. So.
Oh, might be a special guest.
Yeah. All right, DJ. My question for you. Show me a place I can go with this, DJ. If you could pick anyone in the world, living or dead, in your life personally, or somebody that you just know of, that you think we should put a statue up of and honor the life they've lived, who would you have and why?
Like at the school or just
anywhere? Literally anywhere.
Derek Jeter should have a trophy no matter what.
Statue outside of the stadium.
Right outside the stadium. He got to have a trophy.
Like for the jump throw?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Facts.
That'd be a nice.
What? Him? What? Why he should have a trophy? He's impacted so many people's lives.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely impacted mine. He don't even know me. You know what I mean?
Same.
But he impacted my life. He still does to this day. I still go on Google and look up Derek Jeter comments, inspiration stuff like this day to day. Just trying to figure out what really made him love the game so much, and it helps me. So
I got his. Somebody came up to me at a show they had a graded 6 out of 10 draft card of his. And so 10 out of 10 is best shape. This card's in good shape, though. And they said, you have any interest in this? First thing I thought when I looked at the card, my grandfather, my dad, I was like, I want the card. Give me the card. Card's in my studio, like, and it's not leaving my house.
I got a whole bunch of baseball cards. A whole lot.
We got to do so. I've been collecting my whole life. We got to look
My
at that.
my granddad gave
Yeah.
me his baseball cards right before he passed.
Really?
Yeah, and I just haven't collected since I got the box. I'm not gonna lie. I got like 3-4 shoe boxes full of.
But
baseball
I'm
cards.
telling you, your granddad giving you that is going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that, like,
He's the
time,
reason why I wear number 11.
one of the pricelessness, right? Like, my uncle, the last time I saw my uncle, he gave me part of his baseball collection.
That's cool.
And that's in my studio. And, like, I think about my Uncle Bill all the time.
Same. I think about my granddad all the time. He's
And you wear 11? Was he?
He passed away in 2011.
So you wear that for him?
Yeah.
What was his first name?
Robert Davis.
Robert Davis?
Yeah.
So Robert Davis, we know where he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you shine a light down on this young man.
Definitely granddad. Thank you.
I think we all wear some numbers for certain reasons. It's
Yeah.
all like that, and I do. I got multiple reasons. I switched my jersey number this year, actually. One of my good friends that I grew up with and played with my whole life passed away this past year. Normally I wear 15 for my grandmother because that was her number and that was my number growing up and everything. And normally I wear that for her, but this year I made the switch to number 5. That was my buddy's number growing up, and so I decided that I'm gonna be wearing 5 for probably the next couple years here.
I definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to make sure
What's his name?
Mike Parsons.
Mike Parsons.
Yeah.
So Mike,
T5.
Yep.
shine a light down on this man
Oh,
today.
yeah. Yep. I talked to that
me
guy.
too.
Show him some love.
Yep.
Wear number 5 for you, Mike. Tahj, what's your question for me?
Shoot, my question was, who is the most famous person, like the most famous person you have interviewed or would want to interview?
Well, I don't think there's, and I don't say this in a cocky way, I say this in an appreciation for God and a confidence in what he gave me, because these gifts are from him. I tell people all the time, whatever you think I do, I'm 0.000000001% of that. Add another 0 if you want. And I started with sports, but I don't think there's anybody I can't talk to. I don't think I couldn't sit with Kim Jong-un. I don't think I couldn't sit with Putin. I don't think I couldn't sit with a president. I don't think I couldn't sit with whoever, wherever. But I talked about this last night when I was at Heritage Hill North doing a show at CNS, and I've really been putting some thought into this because I really want to do it. And I don't think I'm too many degrees of separation from some people I met in the boxing world. I want to sit with Mike Tyson.
That would be cool.
And I want to sit with Tyson because
You need to get on his podcast.
I don't think anybody has really told his story. I think people have told, they've made Mike whatever you can talk to someone and let them be their own story, or you can write the story and then force them into it. And I've never done that. I think Mike is so many things to so many people and larger than life. I want to talk to Mike, who was Mike the kid? Who was Mike growing up? Who hurt Mike? Who helped Mike? What was his family life like? What, does he regret anything? What are the biggest things in his life that he feels were the forks in the road of his life? I just feel like beyond the Evander Holyfield fight, beyond the Robin Givens relationship, beyond the trouble with the law and this and that, beyond the tattoo on the face, I want to talk to Mike. I want Mike Tyson to sit with me, and I want to see 5-year-old Mike through his eyes. And I think I can do that.
That'd be crazy.
I believe I
Yeah.
can do that.
That'd be cool.
So I would really like to sit with Mike Tyson.
He definitely has to watch this podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna send it to him
Yeah, send it to me.
after his fight.
And I mean, I remember his.
He probably got no connection with the internet world right now.
What'd you say?
I said he probably got no internet connection with the world right now.
No,
Oh,
he's training right now.
Getting ready for Jake
Oh
Paul.
yeah, yeah. I saw he's got something coming up, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Tahj.
He said he gonna kill him. That's-
Yeah.
Tahj, if you took over my show for the day,
Oh yeah.
and it was Wake Up Call with Tahj Walden.
Ready in the city.
What 3 guests are you bringing on the show and why?
Oh, this is hard. And this is just people like I just know like
Anybody.
or just anybody.
Literally anybody.
Wow.
You can
That's
pick.
a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna bring DJ.
Okay.
I'm bringing DJ on the show.
Okay.
Dang, this is a really hard question.
DJ and I
Okay.
already talked about doing some stuff. So.
Okay, I'll probably bring
Get it started next year in the fall.
I'll probably bring one of my coaches growing up.
Okay.
His father figure to me. His name is Coach Ike. Yeah, Coach Ike. He coached all of us. DJ. I still got some other brothers back home that he coached. Like we just grew up playing travel ball with him.
What was his last name?
His last name Osby. But,
Okay, but you call him.
Yeah, we call him Coach Ike.
Yeah.
Coach Ike?
Coach Ike.
Like Mike
Ike.
Knight.
Oh, Ike. Okay. Coach Ike. All right.
Yeah, and you said 3?
Yeah. So Coach Ike, DJ, and
Coach Ike, DJ. It's a tough question. Maybe one of my other guys, maybe one of my brothers or something.
Okay.
Marcus Dunn.
Okay.
He plays at Miles College in Alabama right now.
Okay.
So I mean us 3, the trio.
Okay.
We'll come up here.
The trio
Amazing,
and
yeah.
Coach Ike.
Mhm.
All right.
Hopefully we get him to come to Bryant and Stratton. Tell him to stop playing games.
Yeah.
I could tell as soon as
Hopefully.
you said his name and he went like this and I saw the look on his face. I'm like, he tried to get him to come here. He didn't have to say that to me.
I didn't even know nothing about that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he'll be.
We trying to get him up here.
He'll be a
We'll
cool,
see.
The type of addition that he'll be to the team is crazy. Like he's a great addition to Miles' team, but our team. Shit. Oh
I'm
shoot.
talking about he'll be a machine over here.
Like
Different.
yeah, like he really brings.
See what I mean? They're recruiting for me. I don't even know this kid.
He brings it out every time. He brings it out every time.
I just love to like feel the energy of this building right now.
Yeah, it's basic. Okay, yeah. With us, it's basically like me and him. Like me and him, we're cool and stuff. But then
We have like 6 other people that's just the same way.
right.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like,
it's
gonna be
He
that
gonna
whole-
finish it though. He gonna
whole
put the
party.
finishing touches.
yeah, like if it was 3 people to play baseball together, like we didn't play together in high school. We went to different high schools, but if we was to continue to play, like it'd have to be that.
The Atlanta All Stars.
It'd have to be.
Southside takeover.
I love Atlanta North. I love it.
I love it.
All right, Shawn, what's your question for me?
All right, let's see what you got. All right, you going in? How was Florida last time? First of all, because I know you went a couple weeks ago.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Yeah, we need that weather here.
Love
We need
the.
it to start.
I like 70-degree weather. I like sweatshirt at night and shorts. That's my favorite weather.
Yep.
But I'm a fall baby, so that's probably why.
That feels.
But the weather was great. The skies were blue, and I coerced my mom to go on rides that she didn't want to go on. I got her on test track, and she was dropping F-bombs like crazy. She was behind me. We were in the same car, but there's 3 and 3. She was behind me with total strangers, and she's just throwing the F word out there. And she's like, I'm going to kill my son. She's like, I want you to know I'm going to kill my son. She goes, don't worry. He's right there. He's sitting right in front of y'all. She goes, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to murder him. So but she got on, and she walked around Disney for 12 hours. My mom was,
Good for her.
yeah, she's killing it. My parents, I don't know how they do it. My parents are just like the older they get, the younger they get to me in a way, and
They're enjoying life.
I'm very honored to have my parents for
Yeah,
sure.
That's awesome, man. They're enjoying life.
Yeah.
That's great.
Taking going with their 38-year-old son to Disney and going on rides with me, like awesome.
What was your favorite ride then? Out of that experience right there that you got to go, because we're not gonna forget those kind of things, right? You're never gonna forget.
No.
that. That's gonna stick with you forever. So what's the main memory out of that day that's sticking with you forever?
My mom's hair when she got off that. Her hair was,
Like that's gonna be burned into your head.
her hair
forever
was
now.
wild. Yeah.
That's cool.
But I mean, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my favorite ride.
So
But
that burning image is gonna be mom's
yeah,
hair.
mom that, and probably going on Dumbo with mom because my mom's favorite Disney character is Dumbo,
Okay.
and she loves that ride.
That's awesome.
And going on there, like it's crazy, but if you're open to, like, if you let God take you here, He will. Like going on the Dumbo ride, she said, okay. She looked at me and like when I was a kid, she goes, you got to pick the color because there's all different color. There's like the green and pink and there's this and that. So we're like, do we pick that one? Do we pick that one? So she looked at me and she's like, honey, we got to pick our color. And I went right back to being like 7 years old. And when I'm walking on there with my mom and we're going around trying to pick which one we're going to do, I literally walked with my mom at 38 and saw little me at like 3 holding my mom's hand, and I was like, priceless. So, yeah.
That's a good one.
Dumbo and coercing my mom to go on a ride that she didn't know about. So, she told everybody, though. She did. And she was a trooper. She did good, though. All right, Shawn, if you could go on any ride you've been on in your life that you just can't forget, what ride would you teleport to right now?
So you're almost making me get like bad flashbacks. So like
Vietnam flashbacks.
pretty much. Like I don't do heights. I'm not really a ride guy or something like that.
I love all of that stuff.
So yeah, I'm not huge on all that kind of stuff, but I will remember when I went to Florida and for the first time went to Disney, and like I said, stepdad was big in the rides and all that and wanted to do the roller coasters and everything. Like I said, this isn't like a good memory, but it's definitely like my roller coaster memory.
Yeah.
At the time, Jurassic Park was the second largest drop of a roller coaster in the whole world.
Universal, yeah.
Yeah, so the first time I go there, and I didn't know this either, so we get to the end of the ride.
I didn't know anything about it when I rode it.
And we get to the end of the ride, right? And then they open up the doors at the end, and
Yeah.
then you just look down, and it's straight down. And I literally got off the ride, instantly got off the ride right into the railing. And there's the lazy river that goes next to it. I puked in the lazy river. I was like 8.
Yeah.
But I was so scared. My stomach was so upset. And like,
Yeah.
that's like, that I remember about like rides and stuff like that. I'm more of like I like being on my feet, on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
I'll be holding people's stuff while they're on the ride.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
go.
totally cool with that.
You go.
I'll go get the cotton candy over here or something like that. I'm good on the ride.
Well, God's humor, as a kid, when Jurassic Park, The Lost World came out, the second one, when that movie came out and the T-Rex eats the dog and then puts its eye, like this little kid wakes up from being asleep in the middle of the night and the T-Rex's eye is in the window, that terrified me as a child. So fast forward to I go on the Jurassic Park ride for the first time ever, and this is God. Those little tiny dinosaurs in the beginning of The Lost World that eat the little girl, that you come around, you're on like your raft and you come around the water, and there's the little ones that ate that girl. They're ripping a shirt back and forth, and there's a name tag on the shirt.
Is it Dan?
It said Dan. And they changed the name tag. They changed it. So whoever changed it put Dan that day. And I looked up at God and I was like, that's not funny. That's not funny.
Watch the movie.
I was like, that is not funny. Okay. We're going to go one more. DJ, what do you got?
If you had a sport to play, what sport would it be besides basketball?
Besides basketball. You know, when I was a kid, so I wanted to pitch. When I was playing Little League, he let like all these guys pitch. We had a co-ed team, so he let 2 girls pitch like the guy. And I was one of the people he did not let. He had never even seen me pitch, but I wanted to pitch. So I could go back in time, like
Dan probably threw gas.
Like I would want to pitch, but the sport that like nobody talked about when I was growing up, it was basketball, football, baseball, but nobody said anything about soccer. I'm 5'8", and I could shoot, and I played basketball most of my life. But at 5'8", that's perfect height for soccer. And my cousin played, so I'm at her house in Pennsylvania. I'm at her house, and I'd never like touched a soccer ball, and she's got it out in the street. And she's in like this cul-de-sac thing, and so I just take the ball and I start like doing stuff and hitting it between my feet, get on top of it, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm talking to her and doing this, and she goes, "You play soccer?" I was like, "No." She goes, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "You look like you know what you're doing." Then I ended up coaching soccer, and I think back on it, I'm like, I probably could have killed it at soccer. So coaching it was super fun. That was a lot of fun. And the thing is, my kids didn't know I didn't play. So I'm on the field with them, and we're a man down in practice. So I have to play, and I'm an outside mid, and I can't show the kids I'm tired. And I'm coaching U12, so I got 8 to 11-year-olds. Nobody's tired, ever. Doesn't matter how much they weigh, doesn't matter how much they work out, nothing. Nobody's tired all the time. So I'm running
That's like deal with these two.
yeah. So one of the kids, I think it was Justin. He passes. We're right in front of the goal. He comes in front of the goal, gets the ball, and kicks it to me. And I'm right in the middle of the goal. And I go up in the air, and I hit it with the side of my foot midair, and it goes over the goalie into it. He doesn't know that's the first goal I ever scored. So I go nuts. I won the World Cup that day, and I'm running around. I'm like, ah! And they're like, coach! And I'm like, I got to make them think I've done this like 115 times. Settle down, guys. But, like, that was my first goal I ever scored. I'll never forget it. So I feel like soccer, I'm Hispanic and Italian. Like, I feel like it's in my blood. So yeah, I got a love for soccer for sure. And I'd probably play a pickup game or two. Probably go out there and do that. But, yeah, pitching, man, I just want to – maybe I got to throw out the first pitch at one of our games coming up.
Sure.
But I gotta work on my wind-up and all that stuff. But, yeah, I would like to throw out a first pitch because my coach he never let me pitch, man. And I was like, what is his problem? I was a little kid. I was like,
you can come broadcast one of the home games next year.
Yeah.
hey.
We can figure that out.
Yeah,
Sure.
me and this man got to talk about that.
We'll get it going.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So,
Live game broadcasting?
Yeah.
That'd be lit.
That'd be nice.
Facts.
yeah. Have you guys come up? I'd be like, coming up to bat right now, and one of you grab the mic and be like, it's DJ.
No, facts.
And I'd be like, or I'll look at Tahj and be like, steal this base, man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you said nobody's caught you yet, all I thought about was my Diamondbacks last year. They were just stealing base. Oh my gosh, I love them, but watching them steal bases, I'm like, man, I love that this is my team because they were just crazy at doing it.
It's my favorite thing.
Stealing bases.
If these guys were on, literally, like, go.
One of my favorite moments ever in the history of baseball is from the Sandlot when he stole home. Like that,
Yep.
I was like, who steals home? That never happens. All right, DJ.
Yeah, so these two are trying to.
Trust. I mean, we be talking about it on third.
We talked about it multiple times.
Trying to come up with a scheme.
Yep.
Yeah,
How
I
we
want
can
to see
figure
it.
it out.
I got a couple good schemes of like
It's all about the
stealing
catcher.
on the catcher
Yeah.
and stealing on the pitcher, but I haven't came up as a player. I haven't came up with a scheme to that's beneficial.
There was one we could have done it if it was instead of the guy being righty, we could have done it. I think it was with you, Tahj. We were getting down there a lot, but he was right-handed.
Yeah.
But if the dude was left-handed,
Lefty,
he wasn't looking at us, and if he's in the windup,
Right.
See, if it's a left-handed pitcher up there, I got an idea.
Right.
But righties is hard because
Yeah.
they can.
staring right at you,
Not only that,
They
even
can
if they're in
speed
the
it up.
even if they're in the windup, they can always just step off and
you can
just
see it.
Yeah.
throw a dart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
No, I want to see
I
it.
haven't came up with an idea.
We got ideas.
All right.
We're always going.
DJ, best steal of all time for you in your life.
Sophomore year of high school, rivalry school. We played Riverdale High School. It's our rivalry.
Yeah. And where did you go? Let everybody know.
I went to Charles Drew High School in Riverdale, Georgia. So
Yeah.
we're down 8-7 in the bottom of like the 6th or something, I believe. And actually, the guy is coming up here next year. His name Ethan Fan. First I stole home, so we can say that I stole home, but I stole it off like Rucker.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all don't know who Rucker is, but Rucker is a lefty pitcher, and he's walking up to the thing, but he got a way of walking to the mound. He always walks when he catch and he walks like he turns to his right instead of turning to his left. I mean, he turns to his left instead of turning to his right as a pitcher. Because as me, I catch the ball, I turn like this. But as him, he catches the ball and turn like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the one time that he caught the ball, he turned like this, and I just went.
Couldn't see him.
And he never even knew. Like, they was like, step out, throw the ball, throw the ball. Threw the ball all the way, and I had scored. It was like 7-7. Ethan came up, hit a home run. We won 8-7.
That's awesome.
Yeah. First time we beat Riverdale.
And a time where you stole home,
Yeah.
which I love. I've never met somebody who's stolen home before.
You've had 2 people that have stolen home.
You
I
stole
did.
home too?
I did.
We didn't talk about that.
I've stolen home before. I was in.
What game was
I
that?
was gonna say
I
3.
was in ninth.
Did you steal home too?
I've stole
Yeah.
home
I was in
Wow.
ninth grade. I
Multiple
was in
times.
8th or 9th grade.
Yeah, multiple. Like that's one of the best.
I
ones.
literally, it was actually at our old practice field. It was modified. I was down the line, and there's a guy, a lefty pitcher on the mound. One of my buddies was at the plate. I looked at him. I was like, "Do not swing." And he just looked at me. I said, "Do not swing," and he just kind of like, "All right." And I came in. It was a ball. Pitcher had no idea. Safe. I was there before. I think I beat the ball.
That's crazy.
If it's just about timing it up,
Yeah,
especially on a
timing.
lefty.
Yeah.
If they're not looking at you, you can go way far.
And I play in the pitcher's head a lot also as a
these
base
two.
runner. You can tell I goof off on the base pass, but like I goof off and I'm serious. You know what I mean? I play games a lot. I'm so serious. Like,
Yeah, I know what
you know what I'm talking about?
They both
Like,
do. They do.
Because pitchers don't like it when base runners be getting into their head. I be over there clapping, talking to the first baseman, all types of stuff, but I'm always paying attention. Like, don't think you could throw the ball over there and pick me off. It's not gonna happen. I'm paying attention at all times. So I don't want you guys just to think I'm not paying attention or anything.
No, I love that. So give me one. You stole home too?
Well, I mean,
He's probably stolen it. a few times.
I was gonna say I can't really stealing home.
I feel like
You've never
my,
seen him run, Dan. I'll be honest. He's extremely, extremely fast. Like they're both fast, but Tahj is
I was gonna say,
on
I
another
got a
level.
video.
Tahj is kind of on another level where ground balls to shortstop. I'm like, it's a single.
yeah.
Like a legitimate. I mean, he beat out a lot of ground ball, like in the infield singles that people don't normally beat out.
Yeah.
So him telling you how many times he can't really remember how many times he stole home, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Like, but that's the thing. Like being a kid and watching The Sandlot. Like again, Damon Stoudemire, 29 years,
Yeah.
29 years, or however many years later from when I watched The Sandlot, I'm in The Sandlot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him steal home, going, I'm never going to see that in real life, and now I'm sitting with 3 people that did it, 100% of the table. Now I have to steal home.
Yeah.
So, give me your favorite. Do you have a favorite? Time that you stole home?
I have a favorite of when throwing someone out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have one.
Sam.
okay, practice. Okay, it's a lot to that, right?
Oh my god.
Anyways, I mean,
I'm telling you, when I'm at catcher and he be at first stealing,
he know I'm still in first pitch. So yeah,
He's gonna get thrown out every time. He 0 for 1 right now. Stolen bases.
trying to
Still-
steal third,
trying to steal me.
third. Okay, third. Anyway,
Him trying to steal second, he thrown out.
cap. Okay. You know that's
Don't worry about
that's a lot
Don't worry,
too.
we gonna see a
Don't
lot
even
during
do
the
that.
summertime.
Don't even do
We
that.
gonna see.
Anyways, I mean,
you do be moving to him. Yeah, there you go.
I know I do.
you be flying.
You
bro.
gotta throw it. You gotta
be
throw
flying.
it
There
out.
you go.
And I'm sliding through the shortstop too.
Don't worry about it. I got a good one.
Sliding right, whatever.
I love it.
Anyways, I mean, I don't think I have like a memorable stealing moment, but in high school, I went to Jonesboro High School. And yeah, I mean, I would say, I believe it was my senior year. Yeah, I hit a walk off. I mean, it wasn't really nothing major. It's just a walk off base hit. But I mean, it was just the moment. The moment was up there. It was a hype moment. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I enjoyed that.
I like it. I like the back and forth. Tahj, what's your last question for me?
Told you, man.
Let's bring you guys a little bit closer. I want to lose him on that.
yeah,
You're
my
good.
bad, my bad.
All right, Tahj, what's your question?
I mean, okay. I'm pretty sure in basketball, you've hit game winners or a game winner before.
So I have hit, okay, and Clay can vouch for this. Since I was little, tested myself. My grandmother put a basketball hoop in the driveway on the garage for me, and her garage is long, or her driveway is long. So she would stand in the window, and I'd shoot like what I thought was like a deep shot, shoot a 3, and then she'd go like this, and I go a little bit farther down, and I would literally be like 3/4 down, like just shooting these, and she's like, "You can make it. I know you can make it," and I would challenge myself to just hit shots from anywhere, and I love shooting threes. And that was like bread and butter, shooting threes, free throws, all that. And I never wanted to go inside because I was smaller, but then I started going inside in pickup games later on in life. But I'm a half-court shot shooter. And I told Clay a couple years ago, I said, if you give me 5, like cold turkey just coming right off the bleachers, if you give me 5, I'm gonna make 1.
All right.
And I came, it was at the end of a game, Bryant and Stratton game, I came off the bleachers, went over to him, grabbed a basketball, and Nolan was behind me, so Nolan was there, Clay's underneath the hoop, and he's like, all right, I'll be here for him, and I get 5. I came, Boys and Girls Club on Hamilton Street, I took the first one, let it go, it dropped straight through, he caught it, he goes, you mean you needed 1? And I've done that 3 times in 3 gyms all here in Central New York. I've hit the first one. So
W form.
Yeah. I was say it is the form for sure.
Steph Curry form.
yeah, so I love, because that's the thing is like I can watch it, and when I let go of it, I can go, okay, more knees, angle's good, straight on, just got to bend a little bit. Like I can see where I'm at, because I could see like my line of going, okay, that was too much, or I was coming here, I was looking at the front of the rim, I need to look. So I'm always talking. Even when people think I'm not paying attention, I'm paying attention.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, oh my gosh, I challenge anybody to that. I still have somebody owes me $50 for hitting one at one of the gyms out in North Syracuse. She's like, you can't make that. There was kids all over the gym running around. I took this shot. There's like 40, 50 people. And took it. I made it. She looked at me from the doorway. She goes, I didn't see nothing. And I was like, where's my $50? I want my money. So that was a long time ago.
You know what you should do? You should go to the whenever you go to the gym again to shoot, you should take a video and then send it to her.
So I got one on my phone of one that I did. I'm gonna show you guys while we're here. But let me see here. There's so many videos on my phone. Let me go back. But I got one from, where is it? Oh, here it is. So you guys can see. This was out at Elizabeth Ann Seton, where I used to play CYO.
That's money.
I know y'all heard that on the video too. I know y'all heard that on the mic.
But it's the size up package. That's
All
what it
net.
is. All net. Dan he gonna add it in the video. He gonna show y'all what he just showed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have you ask me my last question,
I got
but the battery
Yep.
went down low here, so let me just make sure that we got. I don't want to miss out on this last part of us here.
If it's the cord.
Oh, yeah, where's the cord? Is it not gonna do it?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not. It should be. I'm not sure if it's behind the wall.
Actually, you know what?
It's only 2:30.
Is that good?
Maybe.
Are we good now? We're good now. All right.
good now.
What's your last question?
That thing I'm
All
bringing
right.
it up.
So obviously we're this is a big part of your life. You traveled, doing. What's the next opportunity? What's something different? What's next for you?
I'm working on something I worked on a while ago, and I'm doing a not necessarily new, but going off of what I did, I am writing a script.
Awesome.
I wrote a script in college for what I would have done in the third Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Now I'm writing what I would do in the third Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield. In the second one, I was in it as an extra. So I was in the movie. And now I'm writing a script for a Spider-Man that you have never seen. And the script is with full emphasis on the fact that I would intend to make 3 to 5 movies off of that thing. So I'm working on that. I've been doing comedy my whole life in my shows and all around, but people have been asking me since I was 10 years old to stand on a stage and just do it. So I'm working on the thought of that. We have my buddy Isaac and I, we call it Stage Bus. And so, because my humor's all over, I date a lot of crazy women. So my comedy's all over the place. And I know there's crazy men out there. Ladies don't get mad, but trust me, if you knew these women, you would not be friends with them. So we call it Stage Bus, because I have humor that, you know, like I've always been a family show and you could toe the line, but then there's that humor that like goes over the line. So I'll joke around with Isaac and say stuff, and then he'll tell me that's for the stage or that's for the tour bus. So, because the tour bus is going to be crazy. Whatever's on stage is going to be better. But no, I've worked on a lot of things, and I love comedy, and I ad-lib, and I do everything in the moment. So I started to put stuff in my phone because I just like making people laugh instantaneously with whatever is given to me in life. Like we're sitting here and we've been laughing and we joke around. Like I just do whatever's there. So I've started to write some stuff down, but I love making people laugh, and I try to do it every day. Mm-hmm. Different ages, different backgrounds. I tell people, whatever your religion, your age, your color, your money, literally, like there's liberal, Republican, like whoever you are, whatever you are. When I tell jokes, I try to make them universal, because I feel like if we want to get back to being a strong nation, a good nation, and just being good human beings, we have to learn to laugh together, break bread together, and realize we're not that different. I don't understand why people think we're so different. We want the same stuff.
Exactly.
So
We talk about that a lot.
comedy's an avenue for me. So yeah, so I would say probably comedy
Cool.
and writing.
That's awesome.
All right, Shawn, if you and I were doing a buddy comedy film, what would be the premise of the film? What are we doing in the film? Where does the movie take place? What are we doing? And what's our job occupation?
I've always wanted to be Bad Boys, like the movie.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
I won't watch anything by Will Smith because of what he did to Chris Rock, so we might as well make a new
I
Bad
guess,
Boys.
right?
I like
Yeah,
Will
we can
Smith.
make a new Bad Boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool. In Miami,
Yeah.
doing all that, and that would be.
And we'd be cops?
Yeah,
He
why
talking
not?
about because he slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I won't watch. I won't watch.
I used to
Will
love
because-
those movies. I don't know why it just like popped in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
I used to love those movies.
Yeah.
But that would be.
I love Martin Lawrence
That-
because he didn't know the words at the end, so you just hear, I'm gonna stuck up, like, I love hearing that at the end.
No,
But
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I always watch a lot of crime stuff and like
Yeah.
police and true and all that kind of stuff. Like,
there's a good movie called Let's Be Cops.
yes.
And
funny.
that's a really- with
Very
the-
funny.
with
It would
the
have to be,
two of the guys
it would have to
from
be
New
some
York.
type of like comedy. I feel like though, like imagine like a Step Brothers, but like Bad Boys
Step
combination.
Brothers, Bad Boys. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like stupid funny.
Yeah.
Probably.
And at the end of the movie, I'm gonna slap Will in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe he did that.
That was crazy.
Don't talk about my wife. That's what I got out of that.
This is what I got out of it. This is what I got out of it. This man was mad at his wife, and he took it out on Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And this is what Will said. He said Charlemagne. He said all these people were saying stuff about Will Smith, and he goes, Will came after the one guy that he thought he could beat in a fight. And he said, I mean, if you watch the comedy thing that Chris Rock did after the fact, it's funny, but it's like real. This is what I think about it. And this is not an attack. I don't do any personal attacks. I'm joking around, but I'm being serious in this moment. What Will did affects my livelihood. When you're doing anything, like I just did an event last night. When I'm out at an event, there's people, there's you. If I'm sitting at a booth, if I'm sitting at a table, if I'm on a stage, there's an invisible line that if you like the show, don't like the show, there's an invisible line that you don't cross.
Right.
When he got up and he walked on that stage, the first thing that came out of my mouth, first it was shock, but then after that, the thing that came out of my mouth is I literally sat there and said to myself, he just gave a green light to every maniac at a comedy club, at a bar, anywhere, to come up to somebody. And what happened right after? Somebody came on the stage for Dave Chappelle, and Dave's guys beat the heck out of this guy. But I think about stuff like that. Like, Will never came out and apologized publicly, not just to Chris, but to every entertainer. Whether you got 10 people in a room, you got 1,000 people, you got 1 million people in a room. What I want to do in my life and what I have done in my life is going to put me in a place where I'm on a stage where there could be thousands of people, tens of thousands of people standing, sitting around that stage. And what happened since then, too? People are going to concerts, throwing things at singers while they're singing, to the point where singers are stopping. Adele stopped her show because people are trying to hit him in the head with stuff. Yeah. So what Will did was he ripped the invisible fence. and he didn't ask for it to come back. And he owes every entertainer, including himself and Chris Rock and me and everybody else out there, to come up, be a man, apologize as a man, state that he shouldn't have handled himself that way, and ask people that whether they like something or don't like something to respect the entertainer. And he never did that. And I haven't watched or listened. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I have not watched his show. I have not watched his movies. I love Hitch. I don't listen to his music anymore because I can't support what he did.
That's why we got to make a new one.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, and that's why we got to make a new one.
Amazing.
I love how we were like all serious talking about all this stuff, and that DJ goes, "Do not talk about my wife." Yeah, but the thing about Jada is that even his wife and everything that's been going on with them, and she got
But what they do at home ain't got nothing to do with us. Control what you can control.
Right, yeah. So that's the thing is it's like, and Chris Rock, I mean, come on, man. And Will was laughing.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make any sense. But again, this
Do
is
you
not.
think that was planned though?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Because there is no Chris Rock. There's no amount of money that you would get slapped in the face
Not like
for.
that.
Not like that.
I'm not gonna lie. If he,
He
would've slapped me
should
in
have
the
got
face,
paid. Yeah,
it'd have been
he
over
should have got
with.
paid.
Yeah.
We both would have went to jail that
Well,
night.
well, and the thing is too is he did that on a main
In front of
broadcast
girls.
network.
He did that.
And
somewhere.
yeah, and,
In front of girls.
well,
too.
and the 2 F-bombs that he dropped,
Right.
those are
my
fines.
son,
So I want to know, did Will Smith pay the fine?
Right.
He better have.
Because that's a big fine. It's if you do that, if you FCC regulations for radio, traditional radio, if you drop 1 F-bomb, it's $350,000.
I gotta drop. Oh, I didn't say that word.
No, you didn't say that word. So, but
Dang, that
yeah,
would
That was live too.
He slapped him live, twin.
Yeah.
On live in front of the girls.
Twin, I ain't going. I'm not going
ain't
for that.
going.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go for
I ain't
that.
gonna let anybody
That's
slap me in front of
self-defense, bro.
girls.
yeah. It's yeah, and it's just to me it was just strange. And I think, and people are like, why didn't Chris duck? Why didn't Chris? I think like.
Respect it.
Yeah, you're
he
kind of looking
expect
at
that.
him like,
What's going on, man?
yeah,
This-
because you kind of go dazed and confused because
Yeah.
you're looking at this guy going, "Am I dreaming? Like he's not up on stage
He's
right now.
like-
We're on television right now."
He's like he walking a little fast.
And I thought
he did have a
that
little
he had actually
Like,
punched him, and then when I looked at, they're like, "No, he slapped him." I looked at it. I said, "So as a card-carrying Italian, and Italians will tell you this, we would rather get punched in the face than slapped in the face. If you slap an Italian in the face, you might end up dead. Like that's a real thing. If somebody comes up to you and they backhand you in the face,
Oh, yeah.
it's a different because
Yeah, backhand is a little different
yeah,
than the front hand.
but
I'm
like,
not gonna lie.
but I've dated a few girls that come up to me and they know I don't like this, and they come and they start hitting me in the face, and I get so like, and I'm never gonna put my hands on a woman, so she like slap me in the face and think it's funny, and she, oh Dan, like that, and I'm like, I gotta get in the car and drive to like
Anywhere.
my mama house.
California right now. I gotta go cross country right now to get this out. So I can honestly tell you that in that moment, Chris was probably thinking a million
Oh,
things.
yeah, I'm sure.
A million things. And Will, this is not an attack on you. Just apologize for every entertainer out there.
Figure it
We deserve better. You know? And what you do at home, according to DJ, that's your business. It's not our business.
It ain't got nothing to do with me, big bruh.
So
It ain't got nothing to do
I love how this
Facts,
plays.
no,
This went to everything, and it ends with like a PSA about Will Smith and entertainment.
So can I want to just give out one little shout out.
Yeah.
Something that we did. So I know this is I kind of get into a serious moment for a second.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you saw the video that I posted on social media.
Yeah.
But it just obviously there's a lot of darkness that's kind of been happening around Syracuse lately.
Yeah.
And with the police officers that were killed recently, we held a little moment of silence. So I just want to give a little appreciation for SUNY Poly, Coach Paulie Ludden over there. We just had a moment of silence for everything and everybody that had happened and affected. We all wore blue. Both teams wore royal blue that day. Just to show our support and that, other people, obviously we can't do really much about it, but we just tried to show some type of little support for it. And it was something big for me. I have a bunch of my buddies are cops or police officers in around the area as well. And I know it was something that affected them deeply. And I just wanted to kind of, if you haven't seen the video, like I'm saying, it's nothing that it's crazy or anything like that, but it's in honor and a memory for them. It's just something small that we did. We just took a moment of silence. We had a little bit of an announcement about it and just wanted to recognize them and make sure we talked about it a little bit. And I know that it was, I appreciate it for my guys to be a part of this as well. And I know sending it to some of my friends, it was touching for them as well. It meant a lot for them. So I just want to say thank you and appreciate SUNY Poly and my players as well, that we did a very nice gesture, at least I believe, for the police members.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you.
Much respect to the police academy.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I appreciate.
Continue to do your job.
And I appreciate that you brought that up, because that was something that I wanted to make sure we talked about here today. And in closing, I would say before we do our closing, to Michael Jensen and to Lieutenant Michael Husak and to everyone in law enforcement, first responders, hospital workers, ambulance drivers and workers, to everybody in the firefighting world, the volunteers. We cannot thank you enough for, and the thing is, people focus on the bad, and there's bad in every profession, but the overwhelming majority of people that put their lives on the line for strangers every day are really good people. And
Because they don't got to do that.
they don't. They don't owe
don't
us
owe
anything.
could
They don't
be-
owe us anything.
They could be at home with their children.
And the fact that the four of us are sitting here right now in a building where we feel safe, we feel comfortable, and we're just hanging out talking, that doesn't come without somebody protecting the freedom of a community, a town, a city, a state, a country. So to everybody out there, including the military and every faction of the military, thank you. To my friend Mark Walzik, who's overseas right now, come home soon, buddy. I love you. And I know if anybody's coming home, I know you got the spirit to come home, but I really hope that you do. And it hit home when this happened here in the community, because they said one of the officers was like 3 years on the job. And the first person I thought about was Seamus Shanley, who played offensive tackle for West Jenny and Syracuse and is in the law enforcement, and his father as well,
A
Joe.
couple of my past players, my former players that I've coached at OCC and in the past, and they're instantly, I was like, I hope it's not anybody, but
Yeah.
personally, I just hope it wasn't them, and it definitely affected a lot of people in my life, and I just wanted to try to do something really tiny and small that
That was
just show
great.
them love and support, because those are my guys. I mean, one of them was going to come help us coach, help me be an assistant coach for me, and everything happened, and he just isn't feeling it right now.
Yeah.
So a big shout out to my guys. I love them. They're like family with me. Also, we're gonna have a police member as one of our assistant coaches next year. So I'm super excited about that. And just it's a big family, right? We're building a big family and just bringing in good people like that. So I'm glad we can talk about this today for sure.
Yeah, and to everybody out there that's thinking about protecting and serving and being selfless every single day, please, for those of you that have a badge, keep it on and keep helping and keep doing good. For those that are thinking about it and it's in your heart, but you're scared and you're nervous, I said something on my show, and I've continued to say this over and over again. It was said in the moment, but it stuck with me, is that, and I thank God for whatever he put in my head to say this, but I said they put their lives on the line every single day making sure we get home safe. It's about time that we make sure that they do too. So when you see someone in law enforcement helping out, doing good things in the world, first responder, whoever, say thank you. And don't forget, a week, 2 weeks, 10 years from now, keep saying thank you. And let's continue to build together as a community. And Syracuse, I love you with all my heart. For DJ Hill, for Tahj Walden, for head coach Shawn Peake, for Atlanta North. I'm Dan Tortora. This is Wake Up Call, and this has been a special Bobcat Buzz. God bless you all. Get home safe today, and hug your loved ones. Gentlemen,
Thank you, Dad.
appreciate you.
No
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.